Today I'm going to show you how to make this 7-layered rainbow bow using templates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to wrap one piece around and then show you the results once all 7 pieces are wrapped. Otherwise you'll be watching me do something very mundane for a very long time, so I'll sort of limit that part of it. But this is the look that you get in the end. What I have had to do is I have had to put a touch of glue between the layers on the back just to stop them separating and looking a little bit messy, but this is the result that you get. And I'm going to start my colours the opposite way around this time because I think I want the red like this at the top rather than the blue. And like I said, you can do this with any colours, and like I said, this is using 1-inch ribbon, and the bow tends to end up being 6 inches wide and about 4 inches this way. So I'll get on with it, and I have my 7 colours here. I have heat sealed all of my ends, like so, every single one. Got a little matching 9mm for my centre, a bobble for attaching leader, and a lot of these clips. You can use alligator clips as well, just to keep everything in place before we stitch everything. And this is my 6-inch template, but you can make these out of card if you haven't got a wooden one, or you can order them from Cheverella, and I will leave the link in the description below. And we want to cut all of these pieces to 13.5 inches wide to wrap around the template, so that they all fit perfectly. And what you want to do is basically, for each of your pieces, and you want to start your first one on your gap so you've got plenty of room to sew, is line it up with that first thing there, and you want it about even roughly like so, so that you've got enough that's going over this side and enough going over that side that you've got plenty for your stitches to go in. And then I pop that there and one there, and I'll show you the next layer just so you can see how it goes. And I think I've got my, so next one, I start the layer wrap from where the clips start, and again make sure you've got roughly even on both sides so that you can go, and you just repeat that for all 7 layers, or however many layers you want to do. Obviously the less layers that you do, the less wide the result will end up being, but I'm just going to pause a second and I'm just going to carry on and finish the rest of the layers, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've wrapped all 7 layers, and as you can see, the main thing to remember on this is always put your clips towards the top of the ribbon because it will give you even spacing between them. And the other thing is when you're lining them up, make sure before you start your stitching that all of them are nicely lined up on the back so that all the levels are even like this as well. This will help the balance of the bow. And then we're going to stitch in from this side, and I have got my needle ready from here. We want to start from above, and again the main thing with this is when you start your stitches is make sure you're holding those pieces to the back, otherwise it'll mess up your stitch placement and the bow will sort of go a bit off centre, which we don't want. So like I said, hold your fingers to the back to keep those in place and start your first stitch, which is directly from above. You want to be making sure you're catching both your layers. Excuse me, that's in the wrong place. Don't know what happened there. Sort that in a second. There we go. So we start that first one from above, and then we're coming in from the back 1, 2, 'From the back, like I said, make sure you're capturing all those layers. You want to be keeping your stitches as even as possible. Okay. Go over your creases on each one, and like I said, press your finger down against that layer so they don't slip when you're stitching. Okay. And again, from beneath, nice and even. I'll show you the stitches once they're all in. It's easier than counting as I'm going along. Okay, make sure you go through all your layers every time. From beneath. Okay, last ones. Through. That's how you untangle if you get any caught. And then the last one is coming up from beneath. And again, just make sure that last stitch is balanced like so. And we're going through all of our layers at the top there. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. Okay, and the back you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you ever get a pull like this, what you do is if you grab your loop like so and give it a pull, don't know what's up with that one, not usually that difficult. There we go. If you pull, it will sort of go back into the, take all the clips off. And we want to slide this down our template like so. There we go. So that's what we've got at this point. Now before we put the stitchings in, what I would suggest doing at this point is this side's always going to be your back. So get your layers even, like so, and start from this one. And you want just to drop the tiniest drop, as you can see, of glue. Pop your layer where you want it and hold that down a little, and repeat for all 7 of your layers. And do this on both sides. Be careful slotting them back together, because like I said, you don't want to get any glue anywhere visible. That's why we only use minimal, and we only use a tiny dot. Okay. Last one. There we go, that's one side. I'll just turn it over and do the other one. Tiny little dots. Layer exactly how you want your spacing. it works out roughly 1 centimetre overlap on each layer. Okay, keep going. There we go. Last ones. Take care of your glue stringers if you're anything like me. And then, like I said, they're all evenly placed. It'll sit all nice. And you can pull your centre and wrap like so. Nice and tight. It will be a bit bulkier than what you're probably used to. There we go, that's better. Wrap that round a good couple of times and stitch off like normal. There we go. There you go. As you can see, a nice evenly balanced triple layer rainbow tux bow. We're just going to add our bubble. I'm just going to heat seal that because one of the layers has gone a bit frayed, so just do that. And like I said, the main thing with the centres when you're overlapping, you want to do enough that you can stitch over, but not so much you can see too much of it when you wrap. And like I said, the better you get at, like I said, getting minimum stitch allowance to middle, the better these will sort of sit and look overall. So there's that one. Just want a touch of glue there. I always put the seam of my seamless bubble right in that centre bit. And then I've got my corresponding 9mm in the black. Heat seal that end. Press that down against my glue. And we're going to wrap around at least twice. Once. Twice. Get as tight as you possibly can. Like I said, when you start practicing this bow, start with about 13.5 inches, just so you can make sure that you're not slipping when you're putting your stitches in. Once you get a bit more practice with it, you can do about 13 and it will still work. You just won't get this either side of your okay, just a touch of glue here. There we go. A nice evenly balanced rainbow bow. Like I said, got matching for my twin nieces. So thank you for watching. If you need any more help with any of the tutorials at all, or this one, I have got the Facebook page and the group link below. Feel free to ask me. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.